Welcome to another episode of Dad Up, everyone. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I'm really excited for the guest that I have on. He and I have gotten a chance to connect through that little thing called social media, and I've gotten to know him a little bit, and I'm excited that he has taken time. He's super busy, but he's taken time out of his day to jump on the Dad Up podcast. So we're going to get into his back history and all that, but I'm really excited to welcome my good friend, Russ Burke, to Dad Up. Welcome to the show, brother.
Bryan, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, dude. I can't wait to be on the podcast.
Awesome. So cool. So Russ Burke, Russ on Wheelz, you do it all.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
I want to know about your back history. People that may not know you want to know a little bit more about you. And we're going to dive into all that. So let me know a little bit about Russ and his back history. And then obviously this is a dad podcast, so I want to know about your kids as well.
Yeah. So, before I got injured in 2013, I was, able-bodied person, working every day, playing with the kids, coaching soccer and all that good stuff. And, May 26th of 2013, my life changed in a whole 360-degree turn. I was out in Lake Havasu, and I was, having fun, hanging out with the buddies, and decided to dive off the back of the boat, and I forgot we were in shallow water, and I hit the bottom of the river, and I broke my C4, C5 vertebrae in my neck, and became instantly paralyzed from the neck down. So when I dove off the boat and hit the bottom, I heard my neck break in the water. It's probably like the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, whoa, what the heck was that? What the heck was that? And I was floating face down, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, I was trying to move, and I didn't know I was paralyzed. I felt like no pain whatsoever, And after floating there for what felt like, 5 minutes, was probably really maybe 2 minutes. I was, I know it was a while because I was getting to the end of my breath, where I was like thinking to myself, like, man, I'm running out of air. If I suck in water, I'm gonna sink and drown, and no one's gonna find me. So I was like, man, please, someone freaking pull me up, And so my girlfriend at the time that grabbed me by the shorts was like, hey, Russ, quit effing around. I'm like, oh man, I'm not effing around. I can't move. And that's when they pulled me up to the shore, and they ran and got help and all that stuff. And they called 911. I was I don't even know how long it took for them to get there. Everything was like a flash, but, probably took them about, maybe 30, 45 minutes. And they loaded me up on the gurney and loaded me in the ambulance, took me to Needles Hospital. And from there, Needles was like, whoa, we can't do nothing for this guy. He needs to go to a trauma hospital. So I had to get airlifted from Needles to Vegas. I went to UMC in Las Vegas, and went to ICU in there, spent 6-7 weeks in ICU out there, and went from there to Craig Hospital in Colorado to start my rehab of trying to get some body function.
Wow. Well, I'm thankful that you're alive.
100%.
And I am sorry that happened to you. What kind of obviously you're going through consistent or constant physical therapy. Is that something that's pretty it's pretty consistent in your life right now?
It's like the physical therapy is not, I don't do like as much as we should, because insurance doesn't cover it. They don't consider physical therapy. You go they're not doctors, so they're not covering physical therapy. So, if you go, there's places we could go, we pay out of pocket, but it gets expensive, man. It's when I was doing that, I was paying $125 an hour, and that comes out of your pocket. And when you don't have a job and you're on a fixed income, that goes real quick, So a lot of the stuff we do here at home, range of motion in the arms, neck, your arms, neck, legs, all your bodily extremities, you just try to stretch and move and all that shit. So, because it's like, the less you do it, the more contraction, and the more tight your body gets,
Right.
So,
yeah. Wow. And how old were your kids when this happened?
so let's see. It was in 2013. I want to say my son was I want to say they were 8 and 9, right around there. And, one thing I do remember when I was in ICU, which I don't remember a lot because I was sedated a lot of the time, was my daughter was so scared to come in my room. Like, she would not come in my room to see me because she was so scared with all the tubes and wires and all that stuff I had hanging off of me, and and plus I could barely I barely knew what was going on at the time.
Yeah. So fast forwarding a bit. So your kids are older now. How old are they?
Now they're 18 and 19.
Yeah. So they've gone through, essentially half their life with you having to live this way.
Right.
How have they been able to adapt, especially through their teenage years? How have they been able to adapt to it?
They adapted awesome. When it's I think like I tell people always ask me like, hey, how long did it take you to learn how to drive your wheelchair? Because I drive it with the breath, with my breath, and I'm like, you know what? When it's all you got, you learn quick. So they obviously they were still thankful to have their father around. So them adapting to me on how I was, it was pretty quick. They were great about it. Because they were at the hospitals by my side, the whole time. I was in ICU the whole 6-7 weeks I was there, and then after that, when I flew to Craig Hospital to do my rehab, they were there with me as well. And it was cool because the therapist got them involved on like, hey, you could do this for your dad. You could stretch him like this, and this is how you stretch his arms. This is how you stretch his legs. And they're getting in there and learning how to do that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, brother. Listen, folks, you guys that are watching this, listening to this, wherever you are, this guy is probably one of the most active people I see on social media. He's constantly out doing stuff. He's constantly out. You know what? He's not just doing stuff. He's having fun when he's doing it. And he's one of the most positive individuals I've seen on social media. So I have to commend you for not only, who you are today, but the struggles.
I appreciate it.
I mean, seriously, the struggles that you've gone through since your accident, and the fact that you're so positive. Where do you think that positivity comes from?
It didn't come right off the bat. Obviously, when I first got hurt, it was like I was like, whoa, what am I gonna do? Like, I thought my life was over. And I'll tell you this, through ICU, through rehab and all that. When I was at rehab, it was go, 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 all day long, up at freaking 8 o'clock, back in your room by 5, 6 o'clock at night, doing something, doing OT, PT, speech therapy, a bunch of stuff. So all day you're busy, you're busy, busy, busy. And then reality really kicked in is when I came home from Craig Hospital. When I flew back in, I believe it was October, I want to say it was Halloween, October 31st of 2013. I came home, and that's when shit got real for me. I literally laid in my bed crying and going, why me? Why did this happen to me? My life's probably over. I didn't know like what I was going to do with my life, and I thought, man, if I could do something and commit suicide, I probably would. This is freaking horrible. I'm stuck in bed. I'm looking at the ceiling, and I can't move from the neck down. I can't do anything for myself. I have to be fed. I have to be, showered, dressed, brush my teeth. I have to have someone do that all for me. So I was really, really down in a dark place, when I first came home, because that's when the reality kicked in. So before I got hurt, I was always that, class clown, the happy-go-lucky, smiling, laughing, joking around guy, and 3 months into this of me being home, I'm like, this is not me, and I don't like this, and I had to tell myself, like, dude, you gotta suck this up, pull your head out of your ass, and deal with it, because nothing is going to change. I have to make the change. I have to accept my new life. I have to accept this new chapter that I'm starting in life, and once I accepted that, hey, you know what, I'm paralyzed, I need help with everything, then my whole life turned around, and once you accept it, and not only with me, but with anyone out there listening, once you accept whatever life throws at you, it's going to be an easier life,
Yeah, no, I agree. Acceptance is the biggest hurdle to get over.
Right.
I think that comes with anything, not only, having to face a tough situation like you with the disability, but also with addiction. People that go through addiction issues,
100%.
in order for them to overcome those addictions, they've got to accept who they are and the responsibility of them changing. And that's the first step. So, that's cool.
I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, your kids have helped you out through the years. Has this put a burden on them? That may sound like a harsh question, but
yeah, no. It's sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. You think it's put a burden on them?
I look at it this way, dude. Like, I don't want to be a burden on anyone, and especially my kids. And I don't think I've put a burden on them. They really, they don't. Ever since I got hurt, they ended up being with their mother for full time after I got hurt. Because their mother and I had separated. So before, we were always 50-50, or whatever the custody was. And then now, after I got hurt, their mother has been taking care of them, because I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it. But coming back to that burden question, I don't know if I ever was. I hope I wasn't.
Right.
But they always handled it freaking amazing. They were never like, oh God, I gotta help my dad do this or do that, or let me hold the door open for my dad. So I don't think I ever was, and if I ever was, I apologize to them for being a burden. But I think they actually ended up handling it so good that I don't think I ever was, to be honest with you. And I always tell my friends, like, dude, I don't want to burden you guys, and like if I need help with something, and they're like, dude, call me anytime. You need something, just call me. I don't care. I'm right around the corner, or I'm here or there. I'll do whatever I need. So that is that's always a question that's always floating in the back of my head. Like, jeez, do I call this person? Like, I don't know. I don't want to burden him. I don't know what he's got going on right now or whatever. So that's a question that always floats around in my head.
Yeah. Well, I think you have a good support system around you. You have enough friends around you that
100%.
You have enough people that love you and care about you that'd be willing to help you out anytime, including your kids.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure that's not the case that you're that it's a burden on them. And they live very active lives, clearly. So
sure.
Okay. What do you think's been the biggest challenge? I mean, I guess maybe going from this dad who was participating in everything and coaching stuff to maybe this huge transition and change in your life with the accident. Do you think that's been the biggest challenge in fatherhood for you?
Yeah, going from being able to like play catch with my son or kick a soccer ball with them around or whatever, just a lot of that stuff. Even just coming to hugging them, like hugging them and holding them, it's like, ah, man, if what I would do, like just to be able to hug you, But again, that goes back to accepting. I've accepted that. What, I can't do that, but I can still, you can still hold my hand, and I'll be holding yours, and that's I've accepted it. But yeah, that's probably the hardest part is like not being able to do that stuff with your kids. But thank goodness I'm still around to be able to be with them. Right. So I got to turn that negative into a positive and go, you know what, Russ, you're lucky to be here. You could have died. They could have not had their dad, and I'm still around for them. So
amen to that. I agree with that. Absolutely right. Regardless of how you are, the fact that you are is what's a blessing. So that's huge. And I'm sure that you guys have your own unique ways of sharing affection and things like that.
For sure.
You can't hug them, but that's so cool. Yeah. That's awesome. What do you, or how do you as a father teach your kids, obviously you've gone through this huge adversity and this huge challenge of having to overcome something. And it's, how do you teach your kids about overcoming adversity? Because your kids were, they were young, but they've gone through this whole teenage period, and there's probably been a lot of challenges or adversity that they've had to overcome. How have you as a father taught them how to overcome adversity?
I just do the lead by example. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I am, the way I've been through this is, they've seen me go through it all, and they probably see me high, low, and they just go, if my dad could get through it, and if he's waking up with a positive attitude every day, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's living life, no matter what, I could do the same. If my dad could live a life like he's living, paralyzed from the neck down, then why can't I? I could do that. So I kind of try to do the lead by example.
Yeah, no, a lot more is caught than taught. So the fact that you're leading by example is certainly a plus for them. Go ahead.
And that doesn't just only go for my kids, that goes for people on social media, my friends and all that, my family, all that stuff, like I want everyone to know, like, just because I'm like, just because I'm paralyzed doesn't mean I'm living a bad life or my life sucks or anything like that. I freaking live a great life. I love my life. Like I wouldn't even change anything. My life is amazing, and it's what we make of it, and I make the best of it. And going back to what you had said earlier in the beginning of the podcast, like, hey, sorry, this happened. When people tell me that, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? You don't need to be sorry. It's all good, dude. Like I'm still living a great life. Honestly, I'll tell people sometimes. I tell people, dude, I probably live a more active life than you, dude. Like I'm out there making the best of it. So don't be sorry by all means, because I'm content. I've accepted it, and I love my life.
Yeah, no, I can attest to that. I mean, just in seeing your experiences through social media and the things that you're doing, trust me, people, he's probably living a more active life than most of you that have the ability to do the things that we do. So that's awesome. I mean, I'm proud of you, dude. I'm proud of the man you are.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Proud of the dad you are, the person you are. You're just a good human being. And I know people that know you, and they say the same thing.
Okay.
They say he's positive, he's energetic, and he's always got. I mean, that's the other thing. You always got a smile on your face. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's funny because like I got my friends with some of my people and friends will be like, dude, how do you do it? Like, how do you do that? Like, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm wired different than other people, but I don't know. Like, I guess it goes all back to the acceptance, like accepting what has happened, and just, you got to make the best of life. Like, trust me, I know people that have been hurt for 30 plus years that are in wheelchairs, and they're paras, and they can move their arms, and they're still haven't accepted it, and they're still pissed off at life, and I'm just like, man, what I would do if I could just move my arms, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'd be freaking stoked if I could move my arms and feed myself and put myself in bed, I'd die for all that, but it is what it is. And the cards I got dealt are the cards I got dealt, and I'm dealing with it. I'm playing the best hand I got, and I'll win in the end.
Yeah, no, I think it comes down to choice, right, Russ? I mean, people have a choice to and how they respond to things, how they react to things. People have a choice in how they live, how their attitude is. I mean, I was just out just this morning. I was out for a run this morning, and I was running down the boulevard. And I just posted about this today. I was running down the boulevard, and
I saw that this morning. Yes.
Yeah, there was a guy across the street. The boulevard's huge, and he just hollered out, "Hey, good morning!" And I was I mean, I was so happy to see that. I'd seen him out there before, but he waves at cars and says good morning, and it's like, you know what? He doesn't have to do those things. That's a choice.
100%.
He's making a choice to make his life better and make his day better by greeting others, and trying to make somebody else's life better by sending them a nice greeting.
That gesture, but look what that gesture did. It put a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, it made him happy, made you happy.
I'm
Simple
telling
as
you,
that.
the next time I'm out there, if I see him, I'm going to confront him. I'm going to stop and ask him because I'm going to talk to him about it
That's
because
awesome.
we need more of that. We need more people like him. We need more
Yes.
people like you. And the choices you make and the things you do create this positivity on everybody else. And it's this energy that is needed in the world today.
It's the positive energy, it's the positive energy that people put out. We need more positive energy out there than the negative. There's enough negative energy out there already, and we need just more positive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it even starts at home. I mean, you need more positive energy around your kids, seriously, around your kids, because kids go through, especially the last 2 years with the pandemic, kids have gone through a lot of struggles with this pandemic, including parents, and just that positive energy is what they need. So I commend you for your energy, your smile, and your spirit, brother.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. If you had to talk to parents that may be struggling with a disability themselves, or maybe they have a child that has recently gone through something that is now disabled, what kind of advice would you give those parents?
The advice I give is, you never give up, keep pushing forward, stay positive, and, in the end, you'll figure it out, and things will always be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a struggle at first. Trust me, it's a struggle. When I first came home, it was like, dude, I have to have someone, they got to freaking put me in the shower and bathe me and do all this. Someone I don't even know, like, what? And they got to brush my teeth and they got to feed me and all this. Well, this is crazy. Like, no, but as once you accept it and like I said, never give up and always stay positive, then you just go, okay, well, it is what it is, and I'm going to roll with it, and that's what I say. Just roll with it. That's what I had to do. I had to roll with it, and I had to figure it out. It was super hard at first for me. Super hard. Just learning everything, because my whole life turned upside down. I went from able-bodied, being able to do everything for myself, to not being able to do anything. So I was such in a whirlwind, going, man, what do I do? This is crazy. But I had to stick with it, and I had to do it every day, until I got it like a daily routine. And now it's nothing. Now it's simple. And another thing is getting into that daily routine. If you got a special needs child, or a disability child, or disability person in the house, like, get into a routine. Like, I got a routine every day with my nurses, and it's great.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously having structure, and obviously it's created more of a schedule for you, and it's just kind of routine now, which is important. And that kind of leads me to my next question, and you probably answer it the same or similar, but like, if a parent asks you, okay, I'm struggling with this with my child now, because they have this disability, and I still have to raise a family. I still have to take care of the rest of the family. So what kind of actionable steps can I take to really guide me in the right direction?
Dude, that, like you said, that's almost a mirror answer. Like, never give up. Like, just, you can't give up. Like, you can't feel like you're defeated, because I know, like, in the beginning, it's going to be super hard, because you're going to have to, little Johnny, crap the bed, and you got to, wipe his butt, and then you got to get him dressed and brush his teeth and get him up, with your two other kids that are pulling your arm, like, Mom, I want breakfast, like, you just, you gotta find that drive to just be like, all right, I got this, I'm going to pull up my sleeves, and I'm going to freaking dive in, and I got this. Can't give up on it. And like I said, it gets easier as days go on.
Yeah, I think the more routine, the more you do it, the more routine it becomes. But I think you're right. It's something. I was on a podcast earlier today, and they asked me what was the kind of the one of the key points about being a father is really accepting any type of struggle that may come your way, and accepting it, and just doing it, diving right in. They asked me, like, how do you balance everything? How do you balance all your time and your family? And I said, I just do it. It's not something I think about. I just do it, because
you can't think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the longer it's going to take me to get it done. So I just need to dive in and do it. And I think you're right. I think for parents that may be struggling with something, whether it's a special needs child, or somebody a child that's been disabled, or
drug addict, whatever.
Yeah, it could be anything. You just have to dive in and get going on it, and just do it.
Right. And once you dive in, it's like, okay, well, that wasn't so bad. Yeah, the first part was the first part was hard, but now I got it under control, dude. It's clockwork,
Yeah.
So
I agree. So, and your relationship with your kids, I mean, you have a remarkable relationship with your kids, and it's one that I commend you for, the fact that you're dealing with your own issues and still putting their needs before yours, and that's
well, we as parents, we always want the best for our kids, and my son's he's getting ready to pack up here on Saturday and fly back to Ohio for school. It's a bummer. He's been home all summer, so it's been nice. He got a job over the summer. And he's working himself, and it's good seeing him. I didn't see him as much as I wanted to, but it's good seeing him the times I did. And I just you cherish those times. You just you make memories with him.
Yeah.
And he'll be gone till probably Christmas. So
right. Yeah. Well, it comes a time when they have to spread their wings, Russ, and they gotta do their own thing.
Dude, that stuff comes way too fast.
Right?
It's like, man, like, dude, I thought you were just a baby. I was just rocking you in my arms, it felt like. And now you're 18, 19 on your own in college. I'm like, wow, it's crazy,
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, so what's new for Russ? What do you got coming up that you're looking forward to?
Just me. I don't have anything really planned. It's just blessed to wake up every day, put a smile on my face, and get out there and conquer the world. Just get out there and do what I want to do. That's what I like. I don't really like to plan stuff out, dude. It's just fly by the seat of my pants. Just do whatever comes up that day. It's it is what it is. Like life is what we make of it, and I just go play it day by day.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Well, if my listeners wanted to look you up, learn a little bit more about you, best place for them to do that.
We can do that at Russ_on_Wheelz for Instagram, and then just Russel Burke on Facebook.
Awesome.
But,
awesome. Well, I'll make sure to put those links in the show notes for you.
Yeah. And, if I could give anyone some advice, if you were to get injured, and hopefully I don't wish this upon anyone, don't think your life's over. Life's still out there. Life's still good. You can still live an awesome life, and it's just what you make of it and how you handle it. Yeah, you're going to be depressed and down for the first 3 months, 6 months, whatever, even say a year, whatever. Let it bring you down, but don't live there. Don't pack your bags and live there. Move out and know that there's still life to be lived out there. It's what you make of it and how you handle it. So if you're going to accept it and still be positive, life will still be good. I've had people always ask me, dude, if you could walk tomorrow, would you, Russ? And I always tell them, dude, honestly, no, I wouldn't. Wow. And they go, whoa, why? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to? Really? Because this wheelchair and this accident has made me who I am today. It's made me that stronger person, that better person. I've met amazing people that, I would never met them if I didn't get injured and, be where I was, and if I couldn't, if I couldn't have met those people or be who I am today, I'm good with my wheelchair. I accept my wheelchair. I love my wheelchair, dude. It's freaking rad. It's hooked to my ass and it rolls me where I need to be. And I'm good with it, dude. Honestly, man, I wouldn't be who I am without going through what I've gone through, and like I said, I wouldn't have met the people I've met without, going through what I've gone through. So yeah, I would truly mean like, yeah, no, if I could walk tomorrow, I don't think I would, because I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I gotta ask you, does your wheelchair have a name?
No, I don't have a name for it, honestly. No, I was just like, my God, all your cars usually get names, and I'm like, I don't have a name for my chair. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll think of a name for it. So.
Well, that's cool. Well, listen, Russ, it's been great not only knowing you through social media,
thank you,
but getting to meet you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me on, Bryan.
Yeah, and sharing your positivity. I really thoroughly enjoy you as a person, you as a dad.
Thank you.
And just keep living life the way you are, man.
Yeah,
you're an inspiration
100%.
to others.
Yes, and again, anyone wants to talk to me, needs some advice. I don't have the answer for everything, but I could tell you what works for me. What works for me may not work for you, but may work for someone else. But you know what? I can give you my advice and what does it for me. Just hit me up, or send me a message on Insta or whatever.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, brother. Really appreciate it.
Bryan, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks guys for joining us on another episode of Dad Up. Thank you to my good friend Russ on Wheelz for joining me on Dad Up, sharing his experiences and the things that he's gone through, but also his positivity. Make sure you guys are checking out his Instagram, Facebook. Send him a message. Let him know what you think of the interview. And then also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my podcast. Leave us a rating and a review. Let me know what you thought of the episode. And I look forward to seeing you all on the next episode of Dad Up. Thanks so much for listening to the episode. Make sure you guys subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. And please do me a favor, leave a rating and a review. Would love to hear from you and see what you think of the show. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes each week. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Dad Up Podcast.